Go.
May I come in, sir?
Please. Good morning. Please come in.
Morning, sir.
Please have a seat.
Morning, sir.
We are happy that you are already part of civil services, isn't that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, whatever we knew from the form, besides that, could you tell us something about you in 3-4 sentences?
Sir, I have been extensively doing theatre in my college, and I was also a part of many student clubs. So I have organized and held various events, managing smaller teams of varying numbering between 5 to 10 and 10 to 15 teams like that. So I have been doing that extensively in my academy. Also, I got a chance. So I was extremely involved in extracurricular activities there, apart from my academic pursuits in the academy. So this is one thing, sir, which I think it may not be highlighted in the DAF.
Okay. Now, I see that you have been involved in theatre, in Nukkad Natak and other things. You have been writing Nukkad Nataks.
Yes, sir.
In Hindi, English or which language?
Hindi, sir.
In?
Hindi.
Hindi. Okay. And what was the theme? Mainly, what is the theme of your Nukkad Nataks?
Sir, mostly street plays are on various social issues. So we also performed different street plays on various issues of importance of society and our polity, economy, and some psychological issues as well.
Have you heard of Pagla Ghoda?
Pagla Ghoda.
What is that?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not aware.
Asar ka ek din.
Asar ka ek din. Sir, I think it's a stage play. I'm not aware of it as a street play. By
Mohan Rakesh. And there is now a movie, it has become controversial like all the movies, Gandhi versus Nathuram Godse, Ek Yudh. Who has written it? That's also based on a drama.
Okay, sir. So I'm sorry, I'm not aware of this particular movie.
That is Dr. Asghar Wazahat. And Chhattisgarh had produced a very fine theatre artist. Can you name him or her?
Sorry, sir, not aware.
Okay, that is Habib Tanveer. You must have heard about him. Anyway, one or two more things. I'm very curious seeing your service options.
Yes, sir.
That you have not opted for other allied services, I can understand, because you are already in an allied service, an elite allied service, if you say. But you have not opted for Indian Foreign Service. Any specific reason?
Yes, sir. The only reason I would say is that I would want to stay in India predominantly, because I'm also the elder of 2 children. So I have many responsibilities here also. I know my parents won't be able to, I have had this conversation with them also. They won't be able to settle in abroad. And I personally myself also like staying in India. I prefer it, sir.
Okay. Otherwise, there is no special, a special hate or special something?
No, sir, not at all. This is the only, it's a personal reason, sir. That is it.
Okay. And you must be at the verge of promotion, getting your first promotion, isn't it?
Got my first promotion.
You got your first promotion. Yes. So now you are Deputy Commissioner.
Yes.
Okay. Go on, sir, please.
Diksha.
Yes.
Your roots are in Sonipat, right?
Yes.
And what is the significance of this name Sonipat? How this Sonipat came? Can you connect it with some historical figure, some mythological figure?
Sorry, sir, I'm not.
No, okay. See, it is very near to Delhi, right?
Yes, sir.
What are the advantages and disadvantages of a city like Sonipat being in the periphery of Delhi, of a big major city? Similarly, there may be many more cities periphery to the bigger cities. What are the advantages and what are the disadvantages?
So one advantage is that people in Sonipat, they have access to Delhi NCR, all its opportunities, be it in terms of jobs or be it in terms of infrastructures, health, education facilities. Then, sir, another advantage I can think of is there's a lot of industry also in Sonipat. because the consumption base is near Delhi NCR, so we see a lot of industries, for example, Nike, sports shoes industries, they're nearby my village. So, so that is another thing. Then, sir, disadvantages, sir, I would say that sorry, sir, no, I cannot.
The first one you said it is an advantage that you are next to the big city,
Hmm.
jobs, etc. are there.
Hmm.
I think it is disadvantage. Every day you have to go to the bigger city by commuting in train, buses and all that. 30,000-40,000 people every day travel.
But sir, at
Definitely.
least they have the access to Delhi, and for example, so many government offices are there, and we are seeing that the MTS staff and a lot of staff, which is private contractual staff, so they are getting the opportunities. They're coming from Meerut, from Sonipat, from Rohtak, but it's not possible to someone in the hinterland, per se, in UP or further from NCR.
Okay. See, there is a move that we should do away with income tax.
Yes, sir.
What are the alternatives? From where we'll get the money? The government gets the money after that.
So there has been this conversation of taxing every banking transaction. So one is that alternative, that we tax every banking transaction, a certain percentage of it. Another, sir, alternative which is being discussed is a tax on expenditure rather than income, sir. These are two alternatives which we have been discussing.
Why tax on expenditure? Government doesn't want that we should spend more?
No, sir, that is one of the reasons that it is not being taken up, but it has been in the conversation to tax expenditure. But I would say that as a economy which is led by consumption and expenditure, taxing expenditure, I don't think would be a very good idea.
Tax expenditure, okay. You have selected IPS second number, right?
Yes.
Why police is known as a force? This is a police force. Force is that kind of a group which is ready to fight and all that. But all the time, every police says we are ready to help, we are ready to help. And still we call them force.
Yes, sir.
There is no connection between the two. They are ready to help, but at the same time we say we are force. Why they are called force?
So police agency in general is a law enforcement agency. So they have two jobs, I would say. One is where they have to enforce the law of the land. And the second thing, sir, is also the element of service. Service of providing law and order to the citizens. So, sir, both go hand in hand, because in order to tackle the unruly elements of society, in order to do their service, force is also necessary, sir, if and when required.
Okay. You are electrical engineer, right?
Yes.
What we have done in last 5-6 years or 10 years that we are self-sufficient in power. What steps government of India has taken? Same power plants, same coal mines, same people working. But now we are sufficient in power. In 10 years back we were not. What have we done?
Sir, in the recent times, I would say past 7-8 years, in fact, there has been a lot of push to renewable energy, especially in light of our commitments at Paris and Glasgow climate agreements. And so we have been working really seriously towards these commitments. Now we have, in Glasgow, we committed that 50% of the energy will be generated from renewable sources. So, and right now that figure is 42%. And we are current, especially, sir, in light of the potential of wind and solar we have in our nation. So, sir, I say that it is a very good step to move towards it.
Okay. You see, in Pakistan, the electricity tariff is very high. Somewhere in the 40s, 50s like. In our case, it is 8 rupees, 10 rupees maximum. Why shouldn't we enter into agreement with Pakistan that we will give you electricity at 15 rupees or 20 rupees? You sell at 30 rupees instead of, you also gain, we also gain. Pakistan is our enemy country, mind you. So should we enter into this kind of agreement with them? And how should we?
So it can be considered if in areas we have excess energy, it can be definitely considered. But I would say that the priority first is to electrify each and every household in our country. There are still places, cities, villages we see where 24/7 electricity supply is not available. So I would say, sir, first it is our priority to provide an uninterrupted power supply to consumer, both at the household and the industrial level. Then, sir, I would say that we should think about exporting power. Yes, we should help out our neighbors, and in that we can come out to some arrangement, we can discuss, but sir, I would say the priority is to first give uninterrupted supply to our domestic consumers, sir.
But that goal will achieve another 5 years, 6 years, 100% electricity on demand and all. But by the time we lose this opportunity, Pakistan may get money from somewhere else. Here's a good business opportunity. I'm talking business.
May I
Please.
Right now in Pakistan, electricity tariff is 12.5 rupees, Pakistani rupees.
Pakistan rupee, huh?
That comes to about 4 rupees some paisa.
Okay.
Which is quite less than what we are charging.
Let us purchase from them then.
They don't have.
Then let us purchase from them.
They don't have. That's the problem.
Anyway, you are a fast runner, right? 3 kilometers, 5 kilometers, all. Your ideal must be PT Usha.
Yes, sir. She's one of the greats.
PT Usha has attained a very significant milestone 2 days back. What is that? PT Usha has obtained.
I'm sorry, sir. I think I missed that news.
She has chaired the Rajya Sabha. She was sitting on the chairman Rajya Sabha in a session. PT Usha. Yeah, day for yesterday. Okay. Now you are electrical engineer.
Yes, sir.
For last 6 years you are on the job. Could you put your electrical engineering into use anywhere in income tax? Could you?
Sir, not in terms of the core academic thing, subject matter we studied, but sir, I would say that the analytical capabilities and the problem solving mindset engineering degree in general gives. I think that definitely, sir, has helped me in my job over here, because whenever I have a problem in front of me or a target, I have seen that I always break it down in those smaller parts. I analyze how it can be, how the goals can be achieved, what are the problems. So, sir, I would say that sort of analysis to the micro level, I would say, considering the constraints and the situational circumstances. So that analytical capability, I would say, engineering degree has provided.
Whatever you have said, all these are management concepts. They are not engineering concepts. They are management concepts. An MBA can talk like that, but not an engineer.
So there is a lot of technology used in the department as well, a lot of digitization. So I would say maybe because of my degree, I have not faced any major constraint in understanding the digitized part of the program, how the machinery is operating, how the Directorate General Systems is operating, how artificial intelligence is also being used. So, sir, I can say yes, that definitely is also.
Okay, last question, and this question has 2 parts. How will you use your electrical engineering knowledge? You are from IIT Delhi, right? As Deputy Commissioner or as a police officer, SP or SSP? Reply separately. As Deputy Commissioner, use of electrical engineering.
So since my specialization was in power, so I would like to focus on that sector if I'm the Deputy Commissioner in a district. If there is an uninterrupted power supply, and if there is not, what is the reason and how can it be rectified? If power needs to be purchased from nearby excess power areas, or maybe the area itself has excess power, but the distribution companies are facing some issues in terms of massive loans, and so those sort of things maybe I will go into, maybe have a look at the power purchase agreements they have, and maybe try to figure out where it's going wrong and then try to rectify it.
As police officer?
Sir, as police officer, I can then use the mathematics and computing subjects of electrical engineering, maybe try to digitize more of the department, try to make the different processes more digital friendly for the citizens.
Not to catch the power theft cases.
Power theft cases, yes sir, the power theft cases, transmission
It's
and
a
losses.
big issue. Power
Yes.
theft. Loss of power because of theft is a big issue.
Yes sir.
See, since you are from Sonipat, and I'm sure you are aware, Noida and the Gurugram, these are two suburbs of the Delhi.
Yes sir.
So, which one is more developed in terms of development? Apparently, what we understand, Gurugram, Noida, or Sonipat?
Sir, I would say Gurugram is the most developed in the sense of the highest per capita income of the people there, because we see that most of the people in Gurugram are sir, people migrating from mostly Haryana, Punjab side, but we see a lot of people in Noida especially are migrating from UP, Bihar side. So we see that in private sector also, people with really high packages are mostly settled in Gurugram, but people with packages which are average, I would say, for private sector, they are mostly settled in Noida.
So, why do you think, why hasn't this is as much in close proximity of Delhi, Sonipat?
Yes.
So, Noida and Gurugram have developed really very rapidly. Sonipat being part of the same state, state laws, state facilities are all almost equivalent, I guess. So, why hasn't Sonipat developed as fast as Gurugram has developed? Sonipat is probably as an old city, old town.
Yes, sir.
Any specific reason?
Sir, why Gurugram has developed so much? Two single reasons.
Okay.
Why Gurugram has?
First, his question.
Okay, sir. So one thing is that the IT industries, they have chosen these some few cities. So one is the proximity to Delhi is more than Sonipat.
No, same it is same.
Sonipat is as close.
As close as
bordering. Sonipat and Gurugram are bordering Delhi. There is no gap.
Yes, sir.
Its proximity is Delhi. You know, you're touching the boundary of Delhi, touching the boundary of Delhi in the west side, in the north.
Two striking reasons.
That would be important. Yes, what is
two striking regions of Gurugram developing?
Sir, the government also helped in land acquisition.
Same government.
Government has been same.
Same government.
Haryana government. No other government. I'm not talking about Noida.
So it's proximity to the airport.
Exactly.
May also be one reason.
Exactly. Yes. Proximity to airport. Second.
Second, sir.
DLF.
Yes, sir. That is.
If there's a DLF in Sonipat, it would have developed like this.
Yes, sir. A builder focusing on a city completely. That changes things. For example, Amrapali in Noida.
Airport is the biggest.
Airport is the main. Third, we also, sir, Maruti came much early, in the 80s. So then it came in the limelight. It picked up.
It picked up.
Airport
is the biggest.
Airport is the main. I agree.
Half of the airport is in Gurgaon only. Virtually.
Actually, Gurgaon is basically in the airport is in Gurgaon.
Gurgaon only.
Yes. So Gurgaon is a major factor. Now coming to the issue, I mean, now you have only preferred two services, IAS and IPS. As a woman officer, as an electrical engineer officer, partly you have answered the board member's question. What should be your priority area? And coming from Gurugram is still the grade 2 city, not the metropolitan city. What are the typical areas where would you focus as a district magistrate or a deputy commissioner of the town?
Sir, sir, I'm sorry, did you mention any specific town?
Any town.
Any town.
You would go anywhere. So how do you perceive what could be the peculiar area in terms of national development or in terms of development of the city? What problem area you would focus?
Sir, I think it would majorly depend on the area I am in. For example, if I am in Western UP, then the problems are different than Eastern UP. For industrialization is a problem for Eastern UP.
Let me put it this way, if you go to Eastern UP.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So then industrialization is a big problem there because there is very less of it. And the resources are plenty. The manpower is plenty. So, sir, that is one area where I think Eastern UP is lagging behind Western UP. Then, sir,
how would you try and ensure that the area is more industrialized as a district magistrate or deputy commissioner of the city?
Sir, I see a lot of programs are being held at the state level, at the national level, where there are these investor meetings. So I would try to tap into those programs. I would try to invite different companies or industrialists as the district commissioner of the district to come and set up industries there. I would.
Any idea, you are in service, what incentive can you give them as a district magistrate besides what the government is offering? Why should they come to you? Maybe let's say, why should anybody go to Gorakhpur if you are a district magistrate in Balia?
Yes, sir. So there is the problems corporates primarily face is the red tapeism and the slow processes. So that is the problem I will target. I will ensure them that I will myself included use an extended and motivated machinery to ensure that they don't face these problems in clearances and the government is with them at every step. That thing, that sort of hand-holding thing, sir, I think is not
they
there.
would require a big chunk of land.
Yes, sir. Land acquisition.
Would you be instrumental in acquiring land? Are you aware of how difficult it is to acquire land for any issue other than the issues of national importance?
Yes, sir, it is very difficult. So, first we may try to create land banks of lands which are already vacant or government properties which are being unutilized. Maybe we can lease them out to these corporates. Sir, acquiring land from people, from especially people who belong to the poorer socioeconomic backgrounds, I think that would be the last option.
How much time do you think would you take in acquiring land as a deputy commissioner of the city?
Sir, it depends what land is being acquired. If it is an agricultural land.
Maybe 1,000 acre I need the land.
Agricultural land, sir.
Obviously, that is only land that would be available. I'm sure commercial land we don't have that much anywhere.
Sir, agricultural land will be definitely harder to acquire than the fallow land per se.
So don't you think that as a deputy commissioner, land would be a priority? I mean, for industry, land would be a priority.
Yes, sir. Land is definitely.
Maximum you have 1.5 years of tenure, 2 years of tenure. The whole tenure would be probably gone into trying to find a land. By the time you find some land, something, then you are out.
Sir, actually the pattern of industries is also very diverse nowadays. It is not always really capital intensive or land intensive industries. There are some IT industries also. I can try to invite them, which may not require such large spaces of lands. Then, sir, there are some industries which can be run on this vertical platform, sir, the floors rather than ground. So, sir, I would focus more on those industries for which the land is easier to acquire, sir. Maybe IT industries, sir, definitely.
IT, you would be only inviting them to you, come here, open your offices, give service to the people. But that would be only generating employment for the engineers, less for the...
Not just engineers, IT industries, they employ people from all sectors, be it HRs or be it the managers. People are coming from all sectors, sir.
Okay, that is very one industrialization. Any other area where you would like to focus?
Sir, I would say food processing industries. They could be really labor intensive. We could employ, because unemployment is an issue in Eastern UP, sir. So we could employ the people in food processing industries and also increase the agricultural farmers' incomes in the process.
Do you think industrialization is only the issue in Eastern UP?
No, sir, there are other issues. So there are other issues.
So if you put your entire energy into industrialization, I would expect you to focus something on something else also, like maybe women's health.
Yes,
issue,
sir, I was.
Health issue of the rural area, education issue of the education of the children,
yes.
Dropout issues,
yes.
Issues of the teachers. Fundamental issues is still major part of our country. Still they are facing fundamental issues of health and education.
Yes, sir. Sir, yes, I was coming to that. Definitely the social indicators are also very low. So we need to focus on all the sectors of polity, economy and the society, sir.
Need to prioritize.
Yes, I need to.
And this issue of safety of women, especially
law and order issues.
Towns, in the schools and the colleges, this is also.
Sir, I think if I get the opportunity to be a deputy commissioner in a district, Sir, I would first identify those 4-5 problem areas which need the most attention, sir.
This is what I wanted.
Yes.
And sir.
Fine. From your DAF, I saw that you were in NSS.
Yes, in college I was.
What is the motto of NSS?
Sorry, sir, not aware.
Okay. Remember the logo? That red wheel and a
Yes,
blue.
sir. Yes,
So
I remember
from where
it.
that logo is inspired from, or from where it is taken? Okay, no issues. You were sitting outside.
Yes, sir.
You saw something, photographs or pictures, something around.
Sir, I was just outside for 2 minutes. I was just collecting myself.
Okay, no issues. You just mentioned about food processing.
Yes.
What are the post-harvest losses, especially in case of fruits and vegetables? Any idea about that?
Yes, post-harvest losses is a major issue. For example, sir, we don't have enough cold storage facilities. Then, sir, there are also losses due to disease and the weather patterns, changing weather patterns, especially in light of global warming.
I'm just concerned with the post-harvest losses.
So these are the reasons that how post-harvest, okay, sir, weather pattern. Yes, sir. So cold storage is primarily the reason, sir.
And what is the logistic cost? Because recent times you must have seen that the government is very much focused on reducing the logistics cost.
Yes, sir.
What is the logistic cost in India as of now? Any idea about that?
So I think it is around 14 to 15%, sir.
Okay, and what is the that in the developed countries? Any idea?
Sir, it is under 10%, sir.
Under 10%, so fine. So post-harvest, because food processing is considered to be a sunrise sector, how that can help in women empowerment?
Sir, as I said, that food processing industries are very labor intensive. So we could employ many women in these industries also.
Any example of any successful women entrepreneurship or women self-help groups coming together in the process of this or in this food processing industry?
So Seva.
Okay.
Seva is a self-help group. They are making these brands like Lijjat Papad. So, sir, that is a very successful case study, sir.
Heard about Happiness, World Happiness Report?
Yes, I've heard of it, sir.
Just now, I think day before yesterday, the 2023 report is released.
I have not had a look at that particular report, sir.
Okay. And went through budget?
Yes.
So what are the new tax changes? I mean, you will be aware of that.
Yes, sir. So the government is trying to simplify taxation regime in the form of pushing for new regime for taxation, sir. So one change is that. Another is that...
So, I'm sorry, sir.
Please.
What does it mean by government is trying to introduce a new form of taxation? Yes. What is that?
Sir, so there used to be an old regime of taxation wherein deductions and exemptions could be claimed based on certain eligibilities, sir, like investments in health insurance, etc. In the form of new regime, sir, government is trying to eliminate these various deductions and exemptions, and just on the basis of the salary based on slab, government is going to tax it at a flat rate, sir. So it will simplify the structure in the sense the eligibilities of various deductions and exemptions is very complex to understand for a common man, sir. As to which deductions he is eligible for, which he is not. But the common man is aware of how much money he is making, how much salary he is getting. So in that sense, it will be easier for them to understand what the tax liability is, sir.
But for example, if this happens, don't you think that this will disturb the saving investment equilibrium of the country? Because most of the times, like especially you can't expect savings and investments from the people who are earning, let's say, less than 7 lakhs as government say. Generally, those who are earning more than 10 lakhs, they are per annum, they are claiming these kind of deductions under section 80C. Fine. So why they are investing? Because it will save the tax. But a major part of that is going in the form of investment, and that is required for the economy. Don't you think that this will disturb this equilibrium?
Yes, sir. Sir, as you said, that it is primarily people above 7 lakhs who are saving and investing in these insurance and investment schemes. So, sir, the need of every hour is different. When these laws were introduced, the need of the hour was to get this idea of investments and to incentivize a common citizen, middle class especially, to invest in these schemes. But the need of the hour today is different, sir. Nowadays, middle class is aware of investments and people are anyway doing it, anyway investing in health insurance. People are aware. But now the need of the hour is to simplify the taxation regime and to cut down the intermediaries who are between the government, the department and the common citizens, sir. So in that light, new regime certainly helps in that.
But who are these intermediaries? As in,
The chartered accountants.
so don't you think that that is a big profession that is going to be, hit by this?
No, sir, their need will always remain because taxation provisions relate to taxation of salaried individuals also, as well as transfer pricing provisions for multinational corporations also, sir. So in that case, their need will always be there. But a common man earning 8 to 9 lakhs or 10 lakhs income, they should be able to file their own returns. They should be able to, that compliance cost should not be there for them. So that they have to pay a CA also, and then they have to pay their tax liability. That the government is trying to reduce.
But I guess nowadays, at least, yes, there is a larger section of the population who has no idea about income tax.
Yes, sir.
So what you, in your past, tenure of service, what you did for this, or what department is doing for this awareness, not to the people who know, but who are not aware about what are the income tax laws, what are the exemptions or these things, or any particular scheme of the government related to that?
So there is a scheme of the department that is TRP, Tax Return Preparer Scheme. So in that, department is sending these correspondents onto the field to give this awareness and literacy to people for how to fill their returns, what are deductions, what are exemptions, just basic things like ATC. But sir, yes, sorry. Also, there is one more provision in budget this time. So I read it was being discussed to give this sort of literacy even at the school level, at the 11th, 12th level. Children should be taught the basics at least, that what are the 5 heads of income, when to fill a tax return, how does it look like, what is e-filing portal, things like that.
But if we compare the old tax regime and the new tax regime, let's say if I'm earning same income, I have to pay more taxes in the new tax regime. And still that is optional. As of now,
Yes.
it is optional. Why people will shift?
So for people earning above 12 lakhs, the tax liability in new regime is lower, sir. So yes, it is lower because the deductions they can avail only to at least a normal salaried person who is not donating to, let's say, political parties, or not other donations are there. They can avail it only till 2 lakhs. So if someone is earning 20 lakhs, so for them the tax liability will be significantly lower in new regime, sir.
Just one or two small things. Do you know any officer from Sonipat who was in IRS earlier, Ex-IRS officer, and now in IAS? A lady. Recent.
So I'm
No
not.
idea.
I don't know, sir.
As a last, you have heard all of us, you have interacted with. Who do you think will give you maximum marks? Who do you think will give you maximum marks?
Useful one.
Eh?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I must say.
Who do you think will give you maximum
Don't worry,
marks?
you are not going to antagonize any all the others.
No, sir, don't give hints, sir. Let us say, who will give maximum marks?
Sir, if I'll answer honestly, sir, I don't think that there is any objective criteria to determine what a panelist thinks about a candidate. I think all of you are far too experienced to showcase your thinking on your expressions, or I would say especially as bureaucrats, I would say, sir, it's very difficult to ascertain what a bureaucrat is thinking, because
Who will give you maximum marks? Question is very straight.
That was very diplomatic answer.
I don't want diplomatic answer. I want straight answer. But straight answer is also diplomatic. I am looking for a diplomatic answer also. Who will give you maximum marks?
Big question.
Hmm?
With big question, that's why she's thinking a lot.
Yes. Sometimes we think a lot about a simple thing.
I know.
Sometimes. Very simple. Answer is very simple. But like the same thing which why Gurugram has developed. After a lot of thinking, you came out the airport. Same kind of thinking is required here. Who will give you the maximum marks?
So I think Tyagi sir may give me the maximum marks.
Okay. I'm over. No.
Okay, I have a few questions. There was a thinking like my colleague said that income tax should be abolished outright.
Yes.
Contrary to this, there is a thinking also that income tax net should be widened and taxation should be
Yes.
lowered
Yes.
so that we have that what we call economy of scale.
Yes.
Like in Western countries, especially Scandinavian countries, etc., you might have heard that there are taxes up to as high as personal income taxes as high as 40-45%.
Yes, sir.
But then that ensures that social security is available to each and every person from cradle to grave. So between these two schools of thought, which one you prefer to?
Sir, I don't think we can go the Scandinavian way because, sir, the incomes are not so high that we can tax such a large chunk of it. Also, sir, we need to leave some disposable income in the hands of the people also to fuel the economy, sir, to fuel this consumption-based economy. And it has been, in Indian economy, sir, widely has been known to be fueled by savings and consumption. So we cannot tax such a huge chunk of it. I would say, sir, the first option you suggested, that option I would prefer, wherein we lower the tax rate, but we widen the tax base, include more and more individuals who are currently evading their taxes.
Okay, because right now only 2.5% are under the tax net.
Yes, sir.
6%.
6%.
6%, yes. 6% file their returns.
Okay. Now, second thing, to your professional qualification. Pakistan is having a problem in electricity generation. And it is one of the contentious issues during the negotiations with IMF. What is IMF? What was IMF insisting on, and what Pakistan was trying to say? What was Pakistan's standpoint?
So on the particular electricity issue, I'm not aware what IMF suggested them. But yes, I am aware that electricity generation is a major problem in Pakistan. And it is because of mostly regulatory environment they have there and not able to harness the solar potential, the hydroelectric potential they have, sir. But sir, particularly IMF's suggestions, I'm not aware, sir.
Okay. The second thing, transmission loss in electricity is a huge problem, especially in third world. Now, what should be done to overcome that? You being an electrical engineer.
Sir,
I'm not talking about distribution losses, transmission losses.
So one is power theft. So while transmitting to the consumers, there is theft happening. So smart metering can be a good solution, sir. Then, sir, there are some engineering related advancements which we could adopt in our country as well. We could follow the best practices of the world, that wherever transmission losses are lesser, we could adopt those models in India.
You mentioned SEWA.
Yes, sir.
Who founded SEWA?
Sir, I don't think I've read
Ila
that.
Bhatt.
Ila Bhatt.
You remember that?
Ila
Ila
Bhatt.
Bhatt.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
So, from my side, just one more thing. If you could give me the answer. Uh, there was a meeting of national security heads in Moscow, and that was under regional security dialogue. There, Pakistan did not participate. Why?
Sir, can I ask which meeting was this exactly?
Pardon?
Sir, can I ask which meeting was this?
This meeting was regional security dialogue in Moscow. That was about 4 days back. 4 days back. 4 days back. Ajit Doval was there.
Sir, it may be because of the China.
No, but China participated.
Okay, China participated. Yes, it was.
Anyway, we'll discuss it when we call you back. Thank you very much for the time being. Yeah, please.
See, you mentioned the transmission loss in the process mentioned about the theft. Does that come under transmission loss? Theft is a
Distribution.
distribution.
Also.
That is distribution loss.
Katia and all that.
Right, sir. But no, but what I understood was transmission loss is bringing electricity from one place to the other place. Then you distribute it. Then that would be the different kind of loss. But transmission loss is
Maybe insulation, better insulation should be.
Basically, transmission losses are
this
the
is-
eddy current losses. Transmission
Eddy
losses,
current losses.
what you should say correctly is the distribution losses.
Okay.
So what you probably referred to was the distribution loss. Transmission loss is, maybe overheating, maybe because of this thing,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Okay. So, Diksha, this is all for the time being. And please wait outside. In a couple of minutes, we will call you to give our assessment and suggestions.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, Diksha, first thing I must congratulate you because I personally found you to be pleasantly better looking than in your picture, than in your photo, and very confident. That is a very plus point, perhaps because you already have a job security behind you. So that is one thing. But one thing on which I would like, and my colleagues also will probably agree, to stress is that current affairs,
Yes, sir.
it is lacking, pathetically lacking. You have written that you have been doing writing street plays, you have been doing drama, theatre, and you could not answer any of the questions on that. Like Habib Tanveer, Asghar Wazad, Gandhi and versus Nathuram, and the question will be on this, most probably Gandhi and Nathuram,
Okay.
because you have mentioned that you are interested in drama, Ashar Ka Ek Din, all that. Plus, like between distribution and transmission losses, you got confused.
Sir, I have to read up, sir. I have not studied electrical. I will read up.
Then acquisition of land also, you were not able to very much articulate your points. Seva, you have mentioned, but you could not name
Founders.
who founded Seva. So all these things, my suggestion will be you brush up your current affairs and your knowledge in respect of your professional qualification. That is very important. When is your interview?
So 10th April.
2nd April.
10th April, sir.
10th April. Oh, you have still time. Exactly about
2 months.
2 months. So you can.
Well, Diksha,
Yes.
you answered few questions very well. Like this, why police is known as a force? It's a balanced answer, very well. And do away with income tax and alternatives. Since you are there in the department, you know the answer very well. And what will you do as a deputy commissioner of police? Police superintendent? Very okay. But the main thing is that fortunately or unfortunately, a person from the same region may be sitting in the interview.
Yes, sir.
Like I am sitting today.
So you're from Sonipat?
I am from Sonipat. The moment I saw Sonipat, okay, अभी तो रगड़ दूंगा इसको आज.
Sir, actually the thing is that I've been born and brought up in Mathura, Uttar Pradesh.
But your father is from, your roots are Sonipat.
His roots are Sonipat, sir. I've not read up on Sonipat. I
So
will
you
read up, sir.
be prepared. Why is it Sonipat? Shravan Path. Shravan walked in this area.
Shravanpat.
And in Sonipat, when he came, sir, this is the place where he asked money from his parents. मैं तुमको इतने दिन से घुमा रहा हूँ, मुझे पैसा दो. तो it is said that के सोनीपत के लड़के अपने माँ बाप की सेवा नहीं करते.
And then
श्रवण का भी दिमाग घूम गया था. श्रवण का भी दिमाग घूम गया.
आगे ले चलो.
And then Sonipat was one of the 5 villages which Pandavas asked from Kaurava.
पांडवों ने 5 गांव मांगे थे ना. कौन से थे?
You please go and read about all the 5.
एक तो था सोनीपत, बागपत, पानीपत, तिलपत यहाँ इसके पास में.
इंद्रपत.
तिलपत इसके पास है, सोना के पास. तिलपत रेंज है, एयरफोर्स की रेंज है.
And
इंद्रप्रस्थ दिल्ली. ये 5 मांगे थे.
So all these were Swarnaprasth,
पानीपत,
Paniprasth,
5 पत हैं.
Panuprasth.
5 पत हैं. मैं समझाता हूँ. 5 पत हैं. ये सब आसपास हैं. क्यों मांगे थे ये 5? अब आगे क्वेश्चन. One of the most fertile lands in the world. It is one of the most fertile lands in the world. ये मांगे थे उन्होंने, अपना गुजारा हम इससे कर लेंगे. तो ये भी नहीं दिया भाई ने, तो झगड़ा होना ही था. सेकेंडली, सोनीपत का पास होने का एडवांटेज क्या है? आप में वो एडवांटेज भी है, डिसएडवांटेज भी है कि रोज 40-50 हज़ार लोग सोनीपत से दिल्ली आते हैं ट्रेन में भर के. 2 hours मॉर्निंग, 2 hours इवनिंग. एडवांटेज तो है, जॉब मिल जाती है, बट डिसएडवांटेज भी है. मेजर डिसएडवांटेज क्या है सोनीपत का? बीइंग नियरेस्ट टू दिल्ली इज नथिंग डेवलप्स इन सोनीपत. नो शोरूम. एक भी शोरूम डेवलप नहीं करता, एक भी कोई इस तरह की चीज डेवलप नहीं करती वहां पे. बिकॉज फॉर एवरीथिंग वी डिपेंड ऑन दिल्ली.
Yes, sir.
For everything we depend on Delhi. Even for a small shirt, we go to Delhi and purchase it. So the trades do not develop in places like this. But every trade goes to Delhi. Every trade goes to. So and this job etc. We go to Delhi for everything. So we do not develop anything which gives us job here itself.
Yes, sir.
MMRTS का जो project है मेरठ का, वो क्यों है? So that Meerut should develop. The Meerut people should not come to Delhi. MMRTS पढ़ लेना मेरठ.
ठीक है सर.
MMRTS.
And just one thing, how did you come to this place? In official car or taxi?
No, sir. I took a cab.
Okay. Even if you come in your official car, don't disclose it.
Okay.
Never in the official car.
Because then they will.
अच्छा, how did India could be sufficient power? आपने सब reason गिना दिए, but one of the most important reasons was theft of power.
Theft.
Better distribution of power by the discoms. Theft is very important. So theft was major. 47%.
Delhi example बता सकते हैं.
Delhi 47% theft. Delhi now it is 8 to 9%.
Delhi when the issue was there, loss was 47%. As of now, Tata Power, the discom,
BSES Tata Power.
BSES loss is 7.25%.
So this is extra gain. Whatever we have saved from there, that is gain. That is extra power. So theft is most important. PPA with Pakistan. PPA. Sir is telling that their cost of production is 32 rupees. Cost of production power 32 rupees per unit. So why not we go to them? भाई 20 रुपए हमसे ले लो यार. हमारे तो 8 rupees 6 rupees है. हमको तो 14 का फायदा हुआ. तुमको भी फायदा, हमको फायदा ले लो हमसे. इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड कर लेते हैं हम. Why not? Think on these lines. सोचना पड़ेगा इसे. Then PT Usha. She chaired Rajya Sabha session yesterday, day before yesterday. PT Usha. Chair किया उसने.
I'll brush up, sir.
अच्छा, any officer from Sonipat? IRS officer became IAS later on. Komal Mittal. She became IRS first, written a book on income tax.
Okay, sir.
During probation. And then next year became IAS. She is now in Punjab. Punjab Garden, Komal Mittal.
Okay, sir.
Last question. Who will give you maximum marks? अभी आंसर पता है इसका? या अभी भी नहीं पता? अभी भी नहीं पता.
So मतलब बहुत subjective है, sir. I don't know.
नहीं कुछ सब्जेक्टिव नहीं है.
Sir, I felt that I could not answer many of the questions Tripathi sir asked, and even in your questions, I could not answer. So I just
मैं कुछ नहीं फंसती जा रही है जाल में जाल में फंसती जा रही हो मेरे हाँ बोलो बोलते जाओ
So I thought that I could answer most questions of Tyagi sir, so that is why I took.
Madam, answer is very simple. Sir, I have answered all of you to the best of my ability. I understand all of you will give me maximum marks, and that's all.
It is not for me to
See, I understand. No, nothing, sir. See, I understand. I believe all of you. आपने त्यागी जी का नाम ले दिया, मैंने इमीडिएट एक मार्क काट दिया आपका। मेरा नाम क्यों लिया भाई? एक मार्क कटते 10 रैंक नीचे आ गई। एक मार्क कटते 10 रैंक नीचे आ गई ना?
Yes, sir.
Simple. I have answered to the best of my capability, sir, and I believe all of you will give me maximum marks.
Yes, sir. That is a much better answer.
That is the only answer.
See, that is true also. Because you have
That is true also.
You have answered everybody very truthfully to the best of your knowledge and intentions, comfortably, confidently.
And I believe all of you.
I believe all of you would be, I mean, there is no bias. So all of us should be giving you the good marks.
Yes, sir.
अच्छा एक इससे related एक question है. Who loves you more, your father or your mother?
So both of them love me.
Both of them. Who will give you marks? All of you. Corollary same है ना? Same corollary है. आज हम आपके पेरेंट्स हैं चारों, कौन आपसे सबसे ज्यादा प्यार करता है? सारे। तो सर कोरोनरी वही है ना?
One question from my side, you know what you have been talking about is the problem of your district. Our India is still more than 60% of the villages. So to my mind, our colleagues should certainly correct me. Still, the important issues are the health, women, girls not going to the school, the dropout issues, lack of teachers. Education is still a big issue.
Yes, sir.
Education and health. Primary health is a big issue. And then women's safety and then women engagement. As a woman officer, I understand, since you are from IIT Delhi, you've been in and around Delhi, so metropolitan, culture or concept is little heavier on your mind. Still 65%, more than 60% people are in the villages. You may be going to any nook and corner of the country. So any typical area, and maybe other issue would be a law and order issue, I'm sure.
Yes.
And then you see, just one unusual question they might ask. Be prepared for this. That you are almost 30 years, isn't that?
Yes.
Are you at all planning to get married or not? If yes, when? They might ask you because you are a serving officer. If you get married, you are.
I have asked this question to many girls earlier. No, do you have time? Can we ask?
Yeah, please.
What are your plans for marriage?
So currently, I don't have any plans.
What do you mean? You're already 30. Traditional family, traditional Haryanvi UP family, and a girl saying नहीं मुझे शादी नहीं करनी है.
नहीं सर ऐसा नहीं है नहीं करनी है मतलब जब right time होगा
Plan क्या है? कब plan होगा वो?
Now what could be the right time? Sir, sorry.
What would be the right time?
What do you think would be the right time for you?
If not at 30.
Sir, I think when the right time comes, a person is ready.
When right time comes? At 30 it is not come.
Yes.
At 30, I'm your father, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm asking you, beta, 30 already. When is the right time? Tell me.
Soon, sir, probably soon.
No,
and
think
what are
over
the
it.
plans?
Think over it.
To whom? With whom? Your IAS officer now. You will be.
Because choice of your batchmates will be limited.
सर उनको प्लान बताना
As the time
बताओ सारा
passes.
प्लान बताओ जरा प्लान बताओ आपको आईएएस अफसर बना दिया और उड़ीसा का ऑर्डर दे दिया चलो आप बोलो
Sir, I'm already currently seeing someone, so I will probably consider getting married to that person.
Oh yes, then it's all right. You
I'll
could
say that.
tell them.
I'm already
Tell
engaged.
that.
You say that. First class, then no question after that. तो मैं भी as your father मैं भी कुछ पूछ सकता हूँ.
So there is. Then the question stops there. You are already engaged or already in relation with somebody. Okay, this is normal.
मेरी daughter exactly आपकी एज की है. 92 born है.
Yes, sir.
What I analyzed from your answer that you're starting well, all the answers, but somewhere in between you yourself are feeling कि इसे अब खत्म कैसे करूं?
हाँ, sir. Yes, sir. That is
This is
happening.
what was happening every time.
Yes, sir.
You're starting well, there is no doubt in that, but a point come that बोलते बोलते अब इसे end कहाँ करूं,
हाँ,
and there you are coming
Abrupt
up,
endings.
yeah, and you're coming with something which should not, मतलब, which is giving ball in our court. कि okay, let us come on this now. So that you should do that. You should start that because most of the questions we know that okay, this is going to be the line of questions. In that case, you should know how to end an answer. Always try to end the answer in such a manner that your the ending of the answer should be the next question. Understand this. One thing that none of us asked, actually I was about to ask, then I went into the income tax zone about the attempts, about your attempts. What went wrong earlier? Because initially I guess 4 attempts in between, 3
attempts.
3 attempts in between, yeah. What happened?
Sir, I could not clear pre.
Because you are not into current affairs.
No, sir, not. That
Because
was not the reason.
That is what I found at this stage, that your current affairs is something which is not well up to the mark, which should be. Because this is the time, understand, this time, interview time of the year, all the major reports, index, all these things are coming up. Fine, World Happiness Index, it was in news like day before yesterday. 3 days back.
So I've been reading the Hindu. So do you recommend any?
I'll say just for the time being, go with Indian Express. It will
Indian
give
Express.
You, yeah, it will give you one thing, that a change of flavor, of course, because the Hindu par ke 5-6 saal ho gaye sir, bore ho gaye. Shift to Indian Express, that will give you a good insight.
Okay, sir.
Fine. And apart from that, just get some online updates from any 2-3 sources which can give you just quick notifications. Okay, this is happening, this is happening.
Yes, sir.
So that will help you.
I'll brush it up, sir.
And try to brush up your basics once. वो जो beginning when you started preparation, the introduction. Yeah.
आपने कुछ बोला ही नहीं?
No, sir. Actually, sir said that to say things which are not written in DAF.
नहीं. Whatever is written, not written. I am so and so.
Sir, I misunderstood the question. I understood him to say, tell us things which are not.
पता नहीं कहाँ पे घुमा दिया introduction में. Simple. My name is so and so. I come from so and so. I have studied this. These are my interests. And presently, I am serving this. 5 item होते हैं introduction.
ठीक है sir.
5 item होते हैं introduction. Fixed है, standard है.
And about confused because I said whatever is not written.
So they will confuse, no? They will confuse. You ask the right question. They will confuse. They want to see your presence. Keep presence of mind.
Whatever is there, I have already written.
Yes, sir. That is a simple answer.
I have written everything to the best, And another thing that I was coming about, like you being NSS and these things. So I'll say just because you have like 2 months from now.
So I'll read up DAF. Sir, I have not started preparing the academic portion of DAF. Actually, sir, I want to get a leave in March. So I have to complete my March cases in February. So right now I will start this DAF immediately.
You're very much occupied with the work.
Immediately,
right
sir, I will start.
Yeah, rest is okay. Confidence is fine. And it's for me, it's yes, one thing that I observed, that starting well, but you are not able to end the answer.
So can you recommend how I practice that? How do I inculcate that?
See, for example, like what's your what is the department you're dealing right now?
Assessment, sir.
Assessment. So you are on the other side of the table, let's say, because like we are assessing you right now.
Yes.
So what you expect when you are assessing that, okay, we need a good closure. When the person is like, okay, मैंने तो यहाँ से tax, मतलब let's say you are questioning someone and he says starts well, but जब वो fumble होना शुरू होता है, जब उसके पास concrete answer नहीं होता, then you say, okay, this is the problem. Here is the problem. This is what I found personally. Academics and things are okay. वो तो आप practice कर लोगे. But how to give a good answer or how to design a good answer is you should know where to end it.
Yes, sir.
So you should not just कि ठीक है मुझे इसमें यहाँ से शुरू करना चाहिए. In the meanwhile, you should also come up with that how to end it. Okay, I'll end it here. You have to give a closure to that.
So I think I have to practice that because naturally it's not coming. I also realize that problem.
Fine. Rest from my end, it's.
आप assessment में हो ना,
हाँ जी
तो
सर.
लोग टैक्स बचाने की तरफ ज्यादा ध्यान देते हैं, टैक्स देने की कोशिश नहीं करते, क्यों?
So because tax is an expenditure and everyone wants to reduce their expenditures.
भाई भारत माता के प्रति हमारा कर्तव्य भी तो होना चाहिए.
So वो भी है सर. People also have other duties to their families
It's a
and to
welfare
their.
state. It's a welfare state. Supreme Court has also said,
Yes sir.
use all provisions to save your tax as much as you can. Supreme Court has said 4-5 years back. Use maximum provisions to your advantage. It's a welfare state. हमारा तो देखा जाएगा जो भी हुआ. अच्छा, एक टिप दे रहा हूँ बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट. थोड़ी देर पहले पहुंच जाना वहां पे, रेकी कर लेना है पूरे एरिया की, अंदर कौन कौन बैठे हैं, कहाँ के हैं, जितना आइडिया लग जाए उतना. और कोशिश करके जो आपके एरिया का आदमी है उसकी तरफ थोड़ा ज्यादा देखना. एक आध मार्क्स थोड़ा आउट ऑफ सिंपैथी क्यों दे ही देता है वो, एक आध मार्क्स आउट ऑफ सिंपैथी दे ही देता है वो मार्क्स चाहिए अपने को, 10 पोजीशन जंप कर जाएगा. चाहिए ना वो मार्क्स?
Yes sir, absolutely.
तो थोड़ा सा उसकी तरफ ध्यान ज्यादा दे देना जो आपके एरिया का आदमी हो. अब पता लग जाएगा वो बैठा है अपना, लेडी बैठी है तो लेडी की तरफ, बीइंग लेडी. कोई इनकम टैक्स वाला बैठा तो इनकम टैक्स वाले की तरफ. इनकम टैक्स वाला भी हो सकता है ना कोई इनमें से, सिंसियर इनकम टैक्स. अच्छा, वो नंबर 3rd पे जो बैठे वो इनकम टैक्स वाले ऑफिसर है, ठीक है, गुड. नंबर 2nd पे जो बैठे हैं वो हरियाणा वाले हैं, ओके, पता लग गया. इन्फॉर्मेशन साथ जाओ तो पूरा फोर्स से जाता है ना आदमी, घबराता नहीं. फिर सब अपने जान पहचान के लोग बैठे हैं.
Just one thing, prepare the answer about the attempts well, because that is something which they will come up on that what happened wrong or what went wrong.
So it's a competitive exam. Sometimes one may not clear.
इसका आंसर मैं बताता हूँ. देखिए, ये क्वेश्चन मिलिट्री के एक ऑफिसर से पूछा था कि you have appeared before us 5 times. What is going wrong? You are appearing 6th time. What is going wrong? उन्हें क्या आंसर दिया? That is a bloody secret you keep with you. If you tell me this time why I am failing, I'll certainly pass next time. They say, no, you are passing this time. So यही तो नहीं पता लगता है, सीक्रेट है तो यही तो नहीं पता लगता क्यों फेल हो रहा है बार बार. इतनी मेहनत कर ली, सर्विस में आ गए 6 साल पहले, फिर प्रीलिम्स फेल हो रहा है. यही तो प्रॉब्लम है, सीक्रेट है तो.
Sir, I have this problem of MCQs. I'm not good at it.
Problem?
I get anxious when I see the paper. I think all of them look the same to me. So I just mark anything. That is a problem. I'm good at subjective. I'm good at subjective. I just can't do that. हाँ sir, इसलिए.
नहीं, वो तो she's मतलब that's from the assessment and
6 साल की सर्विस होगी, अभी भी एंशियसनेस होगी पेपर देख के, दूसरों की असेसमेंट देख के, ITR देख के अब एंशियसनेस हो जाना चाहिए.
सर अभी 1 साल ही हुआ फील्ड पे, सर 6 साल नहीं हुए अभी.
Anyway, so this is a secret we are trying to learn.
And just those things you please note and work on those things.
कर ली तो अभी टाइम है.
There is nothing which can stop you because you are confident. One good thing you have in your personality. See? Right then.
कोई I went to your building about a month back. कौशलेंद्र तिवारी कोई है वहाँ? कौशलेंद्र तिवारी कोई है? I went to your building about a month back. कौशलेंद्र तिवारी कोई है?
Sir, which building? ITU or Civic Center?
नहीं, ये Civic Center, 11th floor.
Yes, sir. So I think I've heard of him, but I don't personally know, sir.
नेता टाइप आदमी है कोई.
and these are the questions of marriage. Say, I am engaged. Let's let it, get. Because this is the problem. This is engagement is the closure. You are saying, sir,
Yes.
I have no plans. This is closure, sir. I am engaged. That was not the option in the form, so fine. That's it. So give a closure to the answer.
ठीक है.
That is the only problem.
Closure.
Yes.
That's fine.
Fine. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All the very best.
Thank you
All
so
the
much.
best.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.